My way home, oh my way home, on my way home, oh my way home. I said on my way home, on my way home, and I need fix it, Jesus, fix me like you said you would. Fringe views of time. Let's take the 84 Fleetwood out for this.
Rebel with the cause, I provoke affliction. The object that I'm seeing in the scope is distant. Repenting for my sins, but I'm hopeless. Listen, the devil interferes, it promotes his business. Present day now, I'm looking for a better way than the option to make the metal spray subject and a predicate. Hotter than a kettle kit. People selling soul for a moment to be relevant. Going viral, sacrificing the idols. Do it for the almighty dollar, so what do I do? Feeling suicidal, friends become rivals. I got love from real group trips and Pyrus. Now I'm liable to get into my feelings when the sense don't add.
41 years ago, I was born Carlos Glenn Buford. Professionally, I'm known as Black Rose, and today I'm with LV, and we are blazing in the spotlight.
My chips is too lean, 23rd song, my long for it, restore my soul to get free like the border patrol on my heels. I got real like Jada with devil horns. All these MCs be sweeter.
This is Federal Hill. It's a very historic spot. Battles took place here. This is a great vantage point. The reason why I like it is because it shows pretty much everything that Baltimore has to offer. You can see the new growth and development. You can look to the side. You can see old streets, old cobblestone streets that still exist. You can see our ballparks, the football stadium, M&T Bank. Shout out to the Ravens. Also, over here, you can see Camden Yards, the most beautiful ballpark in all baseball. Yes, I'm talking about even more than Washington, D.C., where the Nationals play. Best beautiful ballpark in all of baseball. Like I said, I love everything that this site pretty much encapsulates. Man, three things I would love for the world to know about Baltimore is that, man, like I said, some of the most brilliant people I've ever known in my whole life I've met here in this city. They're born and raised and products of this city. Just a prime example of not judging a book by its cover, because we all hear about the national news, about this city, all the negative press, but dare I say in the past year, it's been a lot of positive press. I mean, we're down here at the Inner Harbor. We're starting to have otters back in the Chesapeake Bay. Like, it's life being restored. We're at record lows of violent crime of all sorts. So there's something to be said right there. It's a beautiful place to visit. It's a beautiful place to visit. Like, low key, a lot of people will slide through. Friends from out of town, family. They were like, man, where are we going to eat? Like, this is starting to become like a foodie destination. So if you want to be a fatty McFaddison and get some good food, like, we got all kinds. But I always say the best food spots are going to be places in the most unsavory parts. So yeah, come here, come eat. Again, check the creative scenes. It's a lot of open mics. We have a lot of people passing through from all over the country. To a creative, open mics are very important because I started regularly going out at the Bus Boys that was over east on St. Paul Street in Charles. It's no longer there, but I went there just supporting one of my friends. She invited me out, and it was an intimate setting. That experience was dope because everyone was supportive. It wasn't like some gong show. There were no egos. If there was, I didn't pick up on any. And it pretty much emboldened me like, okay, I could share it. There was no PA system or backing. You might could take your phone, hook it up to like an aux switch if you got a backing track, but everyone was just going off of pure vibes, and that started to increase my availability and going to different places, different venues that may have been even more hip hop friendly. I give a big shout out to the creative scenes because I call myself an MC, but the trajectory and the route that I went was more in the spoken word realm and kind of segue into this, but it's all art, so it coincided with one another. So yeah, open mics are it's a mainstay. It's a necessity, for all creators of all types. You'll learn some things as well as being, uplifted or entertained or maybe even working out through some personal demons and tragedies of our own. So, it's very much necessary. Um, Two of my biggest influences. I'm shooting off the cuff right now because it's more than just hip hop. I'll just fling it off right now. Tupac is my favorite all-time rapper because he was the first artist that I ever had an emotional connection to. Like he was the first rapper that ever made me shed a tear. What a lot of people say that he may have lacked in technical skills and try to say he wasn't a lyricist, which I always disagree with. He was able to touch a point or touch certain parts in people to invoke a certain response, almost like an orator, somebody who speaks for a living. It wasn't just about technical prose and metaphors and similes and all these super lyrical miracle things. What he said was what he said, and he meant what he said. So I always draw toward that. Another person would be, like I said, I'm shooting off the cuff. Got purple on Prince. Prince, I love genius. I love people who are confident in themselves. I'm sure there may have been some humility in there in Prince with some things that he just couldn't do or didn't know, but it wasn't much of it. He was a nerd for it, and his impact was is so strong years after his death. A lot of people regard Purple Rain as like his album. It was a movie soundtrack. It wasn't 1999 or controversy. It was a movie soundtrack, but we regard that as an album. That piece of work is eternal. Yeah, Tupac, Prince, legends, goats, rest in peace. They're in my musical DNA. So much love to them. If I could remove one thing from the music scene, I know I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this. Absolutely nothing. Simply because I can't sit and be hypocritical and remove something that's a part of the scene. If I could remove anything, it's not even more so the music and what's being put out. It's just the intent behind it. So if I would deflect a little bit, I would say for anybody who's looking to be a creative, an artist, a rapper, a singer, do you actually care about it via the art or just because you want to cosplay as your favorite, somebody who you look up to? There's a lot of people who pick up a microphone and get an app and just start saying stuff into the microphone and call themselves rappers. Or even in the realm of spoken word poetry. You got people who are plagiarizing other people's poems because they're big fans. They're super fans. They like the adulation and the adoration. That right there doesn't sit well with me. But at the same time, I still can't sit and say I will remove something from the music scene as I see it because somebody can feel that way about me or what I do. So I do believe everything has its place. Everything has its audience. It's just up to you whether you want to patronize. So, yeah, I can't take anything away from it. I just can't. I'd say I would ask what's your motivation. And because I quote this often, when it's all said and done and you hang it up, did you leave the game better than how you found it? What did you add to it? Or was it some financial thing that you were looking for? Or you just wanted clout, you just wanted some, traction on social media. There's a lot of acts right now who are born on social media, not somebody's basement or anything like that. It's literally, this is my whole social media persona. And I don't care for that, but I got no dog in that fight. I ain't popping like that. Man, the song Jordan's Heartbeat it initially just started out, I've always wanted to record a song and not just record a song, but produce a song. I actually used to produce quite a bit, probably between 2006 to 2012. I used to make a lot of my own beats, let my homeboys rap on it, but not enough to say I'm a producer, because I was surrounded already by so many dope producers. But I wanted to create something myself entirely. I wanted to record something for myself, and I wanted it to involve my children. My daughter, that's my firstborn, her name is Jordan. She'll be 17 this October, and also I have a son, Carlos Jr. We call him CJ. He just turned 14. On her birthday, I had made this song, and I was just going to release it. She actually owns, 50% of the song as a feature herself, and she gets half the credit. So I talked to my homeboy Jabari. I said, "Hey, you mind if I get some B rolls around your studio?" He said, "Sure." So shout out to Barry Lutalo. We went down to the studio. He's filming me with his iPhone, and then one thing after another, we ended up having enough footage where we could I could piece this together as a music video. I took a lot of her childhood clips at the little play areas in the mall, us just spending time together, old pictures, and made pretty much like a slideshow music video. And um, hey, I'm not saying it can't happen, but if I don't own any property or some field somewhere in the Carolinas, like I would love to one of these days, I can at least say that I've created something that is for my children, that they're a part of, and that they own. They own an intellectual property, even if it's a song. This is something that's legally hers that I can pass down, even if I'm dead and gone. So I just looked at it through that sentiment, and that's pretty much my most favorite thing I've ever done musically. Because it's for her. It's not even something that I really market like that. That was like my gift. Matter of fact, she had turned 15 that year. So yeah. So shout out to baby girl. Shout out to my son CJ, man. Um, who Los is? Again, I am a 41-year-old neurodivergent black man from Baltimore City, East Baltimore to be specific. Um, I like a lot of things. I am very much a nerd, but I'm a nerd in certain things. I'm jealous of the people who are anime nerds because they could just talk about the composers of the anime, the theme. I'm like, oh, that's a dope song. The mangas. My kids, my daughter, she's a big fan of anime. I'm like, man, I just feel like I'm just in the corner just watching everyone else have fun, nerd out over it. But yeah, grew up loving astronomy. I'm a big music nerd. I love different genres, so it's not just hip hop. I miss how old school R&B and soul used to be. Obscure acts like Army of Lovers. I grew up on, my favorite band is Red Hot Chili Peppers. Shout out to Green Day, Metallica. But a lot of the music that I was molded on were things that I heard from my uncle. George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic, Bootsy Collins, Lakeside. I love funk. So my influences are all over the place. My interests. You can look at me. Yes, I like food. I like different food, and you do too. Um, yeah, it's just I'm very much by and large fairly introverted. I like a lot of my alone time. I like to get out and touch people, but I'm not a scene darling. So if you see me outside, you see me outside. But I love it. I love me. I found my tribe throughout life. You know, had to find my little social standing in school, which was a trial, like a lot of us. And even as an adult, the older you get, you find out how a lot of us don't really progress that much socially since high school. We bear a lot of the same traits and a lot of the same quirks. We just may have a few more dollars to our name as children. So, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm a nerd. I'll be all over the place. And guess what? I like me. I like being me. I never wanted to be anybody other than myself. And if you don't like it, then, that's fine. Nobody's perfect. So, I like me. You should too. Let's line them all against the wall like a failed assassination plot. Agenda like bartenders, pull up and take a shot. And any rapper thinking that he hot, I thinking that he not. Send him in the basement with Satan next to his granite and burying with his Grammys and his Montclair coats. Might give you a spare idea, but I won't share most. I play you out your position like an unfair coach. And when you see Los, you will see smoke. I bring the fire with magma, spit like a magnum, rap him and tag him done. His pop shouldn't have had, and mama just had some fun. Yes, I am fat, I'm black, but a handsome one. And give my lady what she want, but she asks for none. Back to the session of slaughter, make you an offering. Separate the sheep and the goats. Pastor be profiting like Noah, put them all on a boat to take them off again. I've been affiliated and dangerous like Jimmy Hoffa, friend. Those. Man, Afram. Yeah, that was June 22nd on that Sunday. It was hot. It was hot. I mean, it's a little uncomfortable right now, but it was hot that day. Um, got there early, super early. Got like three conflicting times. So we had to check in, potentially do a sound check, which we never got around to doing, just planning in general. Got there, we had a nice little tent. My man came with me, Woody Rock, formerly of Drew Hill. Shout out to Man Wood. He rode with me. They had refreshments. They had ice rags out. I'm like, oh, y'all rolling out the red carpet for us. So it was cool. Then I seen the people who were participating. Um, my man Barry Lutalo, Sadia, shout out to them. And I just like the synergy there. Like everyone was super, super supportive of one another. Again, I like the going rooms of creatives and there's no ego because every now and then you'll have somebody there and they want you to know that they're there. You know what I'm saying? But by and large, everyone was super cool, super cool. Um, when it came to them randomizing the set list of who was going on stage first for the contest, um, I happened to be the first one, which is funny. So it's like, I got to set the tone now. And through the performance, went into it. The track didn't start the way I wanted to. So I slightly stumbled. If you ever look back on the footage, it sounded like I ran up to the first line. I thought I did decent. When they finished the first round, I'm like, okay, all I need to do is just hear my name, advance to the second one. Because, be perfectly honest, I was just glad to get selected. Just even signing up for Airfran was just something to do. I said, maybe they may contact me, they might not, but they did. So first round, they said that I would advance to the second round, and that was cool. I'm like, okay, now I'm really going to lock in. All the things that I messed up with first in the first round, I'm like, I'm just going to dig my heels in for the second round. First round, I did This Is My Love Song and Not For Nothing. And those are out right now. The second round, I did Jungle and Lost and Long Road. And that's the one I had my man Woody come out on. Again, when they're reading off the names, the judges went off to the side to deliberate in the back. I was just waiting. I was just waiting to hear my name. And once I heard the other three, I said, then it has to be me. And went up on stage. The whole time I was there, and I'm not saying I don't get nervous, but I wasn't nervous at all until I had to speak to everyone at the end. That was the only time I was nervous. And I'm like, I'm jumbling over my words, much like I'm doing kind of right now. I felt like Ricky Bobby and Talladega Nights. Even right now, I'm like, what do I do with my hands? And I don't know, it's a certain weird part of me. Like when I'm performing, I'm hoping everyone's paying attention, but I feel like I'm up there by myself. Now I have to talk to everybody. Everyone's deliberately looking at me. So all in all, it was a beautiful day. Aside from the heat, I appreciate everybody that showed up, especially the special and most talented LV Latrell, because she made her way down from DC to come on up to see old Los in a boiling sun. The heat index was about 105. If you don't believe me, you can check the almanac. If y'all know what that is, it was super hot and I was sweaty and I felt like a melting Boston cream pie. But again, I appreciate everybody who showed up because I ain't blame anybody if they ain't come out because it was super hot. It was uncomfortable, but I'm forever grateful. That's something I could talk about. And again, shout out to LV Latrell. She said something repeatedly around that time that it didn't sink in. She said, you're a part of history. I'm like, now you're just gassing me up. Until I really thought about it, like that was the first talent show of that event, and this is a huge festival. It was the first one, and I was the first winner. So even if they never do it again, it's like I actually have a piece. I put my footprint in my city of Baltimore, and if nothing else ever happens beyond that, and this next album I'm putting out, I'm good. I'm good. In regards to music, my intent, my outreach is to connect with anybody who it may resonate with. It's a lot of stereotypes and tropes we could always talk about, and this is not a knock on anybody else, but we hear the same symptoms everywhere. You know, what different light can you shine on it? I can only tell it from my point of view. It's not all bad. It ain't all good either. So I like to say that I offer my brand of honesty from my perspective as a neurodivergent 41-year-old man, risen with autism. No, and just my experiences growing up and how that shaped and molded me. Yeah, it sounds stereotypical. I just want to offer my view of things, you know, no matter how unconventional it may be.
Yeah, 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 hey yo, cancel my reservations. Last call from the basement. The cop shot a kid, then lollygagging to the station. A city full of pigs, dirty rats, and crustaceans. Out of options, so the only things that's left was patience. Feet on the ottoman, manufactured in Turkey. Master survivor when others was out to hurt me. Half of my rivals make futile plans for tomorrow. Let's do this dance as a duelist. I draw like a cartoonist. Hippie out the barrel, yeah, my bar's prohibition. Lucky Luciano with my rhyme coalition. I commission every hit. Nothing move without my say-so. For Baltimore to Berkeley, Van Ness to Vallejo. I whispered in the air, I wanna play though. But she witnessing the rising star in the mist. How could she say no? She called me Big Show, Paul White, Captain Insano. Young Mexican mommy who loving only morenos. Rumble young man, welcome to the jungle. Rumble young man, welcome to the jungle.